Yo, hold on, let me stop this music. I forgot my glasses, but it's all good though. I don't necessarily need glasses every single time I'm on the stream. I would prefer to have glasses, but I don't know where none of my pairs is. They like all around the house, and I'm dropping shit, but they all around the house right now. So hold up, let me grab this. Let me make sure everybody is on, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me make sure every site is working. So okay, I see YouTube is on. Okay, I see Twitch is on, and I see Facebook is on. These are the main pages that I pay attention to once I'm responding to comments. So if you are putting down a comment, let me know, and I will properly answer you. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna get everything put together. Okay. As you can see on the screen, if you're on YouTube or you on Trovo, as you can see, the title of the video today is how to create outline art. So basically, I'm gonna show you like a lot of times when you see those pictures of like a lot of times you'll see like jackets and shit. You either see jackets, t-shirts, and really people who like design clothes or whatever, you'll see them use a lot of outline art. A lot of times the reason why people use outline art is because like a lot of time in the printing process, when it comes down to like printing clothes and things of that nature, a lot of times people only like having outline art because it just makes it easier for the printing, and a lot of times the companies won't charge you as much as if all you have is like a design that only has one color or whatever. So like that outline art is always like a big thing. So if you already been following me, if you been following my story, I just had a customer that had me do like a lot of outline art for her, and she wanted it of Susie Carmichael, and I thought that was interesting because if you notice on in the 90s, if you around my age range, in the 90s there used to be a cartoon called Rugrats, and in Rugrats, basically the show was about like, because the show was diverse because if I'm not mistaken, the Rugrats are Jewish children. They Jewish children, and then of course, like I think they live in a suburban area, and also there's a little black girl that comes to play with them named Susie Carmichael, which is this little black girl right here in the yellow. Now, something I thought was weird is you can't find no solid pictures online of her brothers, these two little boys right here. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, you know what? I wanted to draw Susie and her brothers and her older sister. But yo, there's no pictures of them. It's almost like they just don't even exist. And what you have to understand in the cartoon world, they have what you call, the main characters, then they have the secondary characters, then they have the background characters. So they was like basically background characters. Like they was on, I think like a couple episodes, but they was never like factors or whatever. So I thought it'd be interesting for me to do outline art of these characters and whatever. I don't really like Susie's face right here, so I might not use this one, but I'm definitely gonna use these brothers. I feel like it's interesting if you look at the way that they look. In the 90s, as you know, we used to have high top fades and shit like that. We used to wear our hats to the back and shit like that with the jerseys on. This is like super vintage 90s like dress wear that like young black kids used to wear. So I thought that would be interesting. So yeah. And the simple fact that you can't find a solid picture of these niggas, I thought that was odd. So I was like, let me go ahead and try them out. So hold on, let me make sure ain't nobody said nothing so I could go ahead and get started. Let me check all those sites. Okay, nobody said nothing. Let me mute everything on those sites, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is open up Adobe Illustrator, of course, start you a new project. Once you get your project open, grab your picture that you want to use for your outline art. Or if you're just going to freehand it, I would say go ahead and freehand and sketch out whatever you're going to sketch out. And then once you're done sketching, go ahead and double click that layer. So once you have your picture or whatever you sketched, slide it on here, double click that layer. So go to the bottom right hand corner of the screen where it says layer 1 and double click that. So double click it. Once you double click it, y'all can't see, but you'll see if you're following along with me. Once you double click the layer, a menu will pop up that'll say layer options. All you have to do is click on template. Click on template and then press OK. Boom. As soon as you hit that, as you notice, the whole picture has become lighter. It's became lighter because that means it's ready to be used for you to trace over it. So what has happened is the opacity has been taken down on the picture. So once that has happened, what I want you to do is start a new layer. Go to the bottom right hand corner of the screen where you see the plus sign and click on the plus sign. Once you click on the plus sign, it's going to start a new layer. It's going to say layer 2. Once you have layer 2, now you're ready to go ahead and get started. So to get started, what you want to do on the left side of the screen, there's two boxes, an open box and a closed box. Click on the closed box, which is this box, as you can see, that's white right here. What I'm gonna do is hit the red line under it and turn that color box off. Now what you want to do is turn on the open box, which is the line box. Double click that box. Once you double click it, a menu will pop up that says color picker. Drag your slider all the way down to black, then press OK. Now you see the first time I clicked OK, it still turned white. Don't worry about it, just do it again. Double click that open box, slide it down to black and press OK. Boom, as you can see now it's black. So what I'm showing you guys right now, I'm not showing you the method of actually drawing on a pen tablet. The only reason why I don't want to show you that is because everybody cannot afford a pen tablet or whatever. I do got multiple pen tablets and an iPad Pro, but I'm not going to show y'all that because that's just a bunch of extra equipment. What I'm showing you is a method that you can use straight. All you need is your computer and your mouse. So basically, the way that we do our line work when we're just using a mouse, we use the pen tool and the curvature tool. The pen tool, let me show you real quick, is how we will be hitting our straight points. As you can see, when I use the pen tool, I'm just making a straight square. As you notice, I'm hitting all straight anchor points. Any type of spikes, anything I wanted to make that's spiky, I use that pen tool in order to create those points, right? So let me erase that. To erase that, just hit Command Z. That's how you can undo all that. And then with the curvature tool, I use that for all the curvy lines. So let me show you how that functions. Boom, 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 boom. As you notice, that curvature tool fills in all those circles. Excuse me, all those curves. So like once you start working on a project and you want to do all your curvy lines, curvature tool, the pen tool is all your straight lines and spiky lines. So what you want to do is once you start looking at the project, identify what parts are going to need what in the project, and that's kind of how you're going to start. Like if I'm looking at him, at this character right now with the hat on, the first thing I'm going to identify is he has a lot of circles. Like his eyes is circles, his ears is circles. There isn't too many spiked out lines. But you do want to use your pen tool for a lot of the corners that you see, like the corners on his hat. So I'll show you. As you can see, I'm using the pen tool. I'm clicking those corners. Grab the curvature tool, bend that line. You see? Use the pen tool, click that in, and then I'll click the top of the hat just to create an anchor point there, and another one right there. Boom. Just to create another anchor point, and then I'll connect with the very beginning. Boom. This is a method that I use when I want to bend something. Grab that curvature tool, and then put a dot right there, right next to the point. Boom. And then what I want you to do is erase that original point, which was the anchor point for the top. Click right there and then delete it. Just click delete. Now, as you can see, it has created like a half circle now. So what you want to do now is just use your curvature tool and just manipulate that to where it matches. So just drag it over. Boom. Boom. Just drag it until you feel like it looks good enough to how you feel like it should be. You see, as I'm doing that, I'm trying to get it as close as possible. Remember, you don't have to be perfect if you don't want to, but if you want to be perfect, you want to sit here and keep adjusting it until you get it to where you feel like you need it to be. See, I'm the type of person where sometimes, because I'm a frequent designer, so sometimes I like to keep working on my projects until I get them perfect. And as you can see, we have the top of his hat. So you see the inside of his hat is another circle. So just grab that curvature tool, like I said, for those curves. Curvature tool. Remember, we're overshooting the lines. We're going to fix the lines later. Overshoot the lines. Don't hide them. See, we're going to continue. Because every snapback hat, it has the snapback. So what we're going to do is, I can barely see it because this picture is so pixelated. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best to just create it the way that I know snapbacks to look. So let's create that. And if I'm not mistaken, the snapbacks have those circles in the inside. So what I'm going to do is, to make a to make a perfect circle, right click the square. Right click the square that you see in the toolbar and click on ellipse tool. Once you click on ellipse tool, the circle will pop up. What I want you to do is hold shift and then drag it out. That's how you get a perfect circle. That circle seems kind of big to me, so I'm gonna make it smaller. So go to the top of the screen, click on stroke, and then take your stroke down. That's how you make your circle smaller. So then, like, instead of you making multiple circles, what you can do is duplicate this circle. To duplicate this circle, click on the circle, hold the option button. Let me zoom in. Once you hold the option button, you will see these. You will see two mice, a black one and a white one. That's how you know you're doing this right. Once you see those, I want you to click and hold on that circle and drag it over. That's how you duplicate them. Let's do that again. Hold the option menu, click on that circle and drag it over again. All you're doing is duplicating it. I'll put one more over there. That's how you duplicate those circles, okay? Now, hats usually have lines in them. So let's go ahead and put those lines in. See, right now I'm just using the curvature tool to make those curved lines. And then I'm gonna use the shape tool to make the circle that goes on the top of a hat, like most snapback hats have. Now, if you see, we pretty much done with the snapback hat. So now what I want you to do is identify different parts of his face, like I said before. Look at his eyebrows, look at his eyes. You see how his eyes is. Use that curvature tool and hit those curves. Boom, boom. Let's make the size a little bit bigger. Inside, you want to get that eyelash curved. Remember what I said about the circle. Click on your shape tool to make that perfect circle, or hold down the shift button, drag it down. Boom. Look at that. That's one eye. So then, like, let's say you have your eye perfect the way you want it to be. If you want to duplicate that eye, do the exact same method that I said last time. Select the whole eye. Now what I want you to do is hold that option key and drag it over. That's how you create two of them. Now on the cartoon, that eye is smaller. So in order to make this smaller, what I want you to do is hold the shift button, go to the corner of where it's selected, the corner of the box, click on it and drag it down. Drag it down to whatever size you need it to be. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the way that looks. It make him look like he's slow. So hold on, let me check. Yeah, why does his eye look like that? I don't like how his eye look kind of slow to me. You know what? Maybe as we progress, it's going to look a little bit better. Let me check my comments, make sure y'all ain't said nothing. It say, do you make up your own characters? Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I make up my own characters. You got to understand, you know, I got customers every day. So I have to make my own characters, even if I don't want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be so much easier if I could just use reference characters or whatever, but I have to make my own characters. Like, once you get to the point of having customers, you're gonna have to be able to create your own characters, because customers are always gonna want like custom shit. Like, for example, if you watch my previous live, I did that cold pizza logo. Now you have to think there's no such thing as a piece of pizza with a Letterman jacket on that's freezing. So you have to think like I have to literally come up with that shit. I have to go to my sketchbook, draw that shit out the best that I can, and then take it into Illustrator and correct it. So you have to do like your own characters. Now, depending on what you want to do, like let's say you get this program and you like, look, I don't want them type of customers where they want me to making custom shit in my own characters. You don't have to do that, but it is good to have that up your sleeve, like once you get to the point of customers, because the more stuff that you can do, the more that they will pay you. So I hope that answers your question. But but the answer is yes, I do create my own characters. Okay, so what we gonna do, we gonna continue. You know, his eye don't look that bad, like now that I'm looking at it. So like, let's continue. So let's do his eyebrows. You know, I'm gonna go rogue and just start making my own shit up on this character, because I just don't like how cheaply made he looks. He looks very cheaply made. All I'm doing right now is the curvature tool, pen tool for those edges. Pen tool for those edges, then grab your curvature tool, bend it just like that. This is not a project for a customer, so I'm not really focused on perfection. But once you do have a customer, make sure you are focused on perfection. Do not half-ass do no customer shit. So now what I think I'll do is just start focusing on other features on his face. Let's focus on his nose. Remember, for that nose, you see there's just a little circle. It's just a little, you know, damn near a half circle. It doesn't, I mean, you know, you just want to make it to where when a person sees it, they know what you're creating. They know what your ideas are. Now, mind you, this is just an outline. We're not going to be detailing it. We're only doing outlines for these characters. Okay, so I have some of the shape of his head. Now his lips, I know when they used to create black characters back in the day, they would make their lips very like halfway heart shaped. So I do want to be mindful of that. So it's always that one M on top, half circle on the bottom, and then the line through the middle. That's always the way that they used to create like black lips back then. Nowadays, if you look at cartoon designs, they usually only do this for girl lips. They usually detail black character lips a little bit better. But back in the day, they was always very similar to this. Okay. So now, as you can see, we have his face. His face is coming together. Then I want to focus on his hair. Let's get his ear together. Of course, use your curvature tool. There is no points on his ears. Make sure nobody said nothing. It said, I would like for you to come up with something for my business logo. Listen, yeah, if you need me to design something for your business logo, just inbox me. Let me know exactly how you want it to look. Let me know what your budget is, and we can go ahead and get that done. I literally do business logos, if not every day, like every other day. So just let me know how exactly you want it to look, and when you need it done, and we can kind of handle the prices from that, because depending on the details is going to depend on the what the pricing is looking like. So as you can see, right now I'm just building the parts of the character. We're not being too perfect. We're just trying to get it to where it looks close to the original. So what we gonna do with his hair? Originally, like his hair, I don't know why this used to happen. I think back then, a lot of the white cartoon creators, they don't really know like the way that us black people like for our characters to look, or the way that our hair looks. So this is just be a word of advice for anybody that decides to create cartoons or whatnot. Understand that a black man's hair is always lined up. Even if it isn't lined up, we have like a certain type of shape in our hair. There is always that line. My hairline is kind of fucked up, but you get what I'm saying. There's always that line going all the way around, and then for the sideburns, it's going down and then coming around, going down and then coming around. So a lot of times when you work on these black characters, if you want them to look realistic, a little bit more realistic with the way that black hair is, make that line like that, and then line like that, and then what you take is your curvature tool and bend it. Now his hair looks more like a black kid. A black kid's hair is more like this. It's more shaped like this. When we get our hair cut, it's usually shaped a little bit more like that, depending on the hairstyle. But for the most part, it's usually like that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he has more of a fade. I'm going to keep his straight down, and I'm going to keep his high top fade. But that's going to take a little bit more adjustments. Right now, we just doing line work. We're not doing any coloring. So what we're going to do here is get his ear, which is connected right around his eye, if I'm not mistaken. This picture is so low quality. There is no high quality pictures of these kids. So it's hard to make him perfect. So I'm going to just, kind of freestyle and try to get this as close as possible. Let's use that curvature tool to connect that. Let's try to connect that right there. Boom. Okay, let's connect that, and now let's connect his hair, because we want his hair shape to come in, but we want his hair to stick out a little bit, almost as if he have like a little fro, just like that. Boom. Let's see how that looks. I might have to tighten that up. Remember, to tighten up any type of lines, you could either select the line with the selection tool and adjust it the way that I'm doing it, or what you can do is just grab your pen tool, your curvature tool, and just either bend it, do whatever you have to do to get your project right to where it's supposed to be. So I could damn near just leave his head like that, and we can move on to the next character. I do not see the build to his hat, so let's put it this way. Let's put it this way so it's a little bit more recognizable. Okay, so once you have your character like this, once you get to the point of building this line work, once you feel like you're comfortable with the way that the line work is being built, what I want you to do is go ahead and start correcting things. Now, the original drawing was off, but I'm going to correct it to the point where it looks good to me, because it really didn't look like they was really putting that much attention back then when they was drawing these characters. They kind of was, I think they was just like Fuck it, let's just make her some random, some random looking little brothers, or some random looking brothers where they didn't put too much thought into them. And y'all got to see the upgrade that they did when they made the all grown up episodes. They did these boys bad. These boys look terrible in the updated version. I'm gonna leave it like that. So once you have all your line work done for your outline character, what I want you to do is select the whole thing. Or matter of fact, make sure all the lines are the sizes that you want them. To adjust the sizes on the lines, just click on your stroke menu and either take the lines up or down. So everything looks good to me. So let me go ahead. So what I want you to do, once you have it like this, select the whole thing. Select the whole project. Grab your selection tool, select the whole project. Once you select the whole project, go to the top of your screen and click Object and go down to Group. Click Group. Boom. So then what I want you to do is go back to the top. Click Object again. Go down to Expand. Click Expand. Boom. The Expand menu is going to pop up. Don't click on nothing. Just click OK. Boom. Once you click OK, if you notice, those lines are now outlined. The red lines are now outlined. So you know you on the right path. Once you have it like that, I need you to go to the right side toolbar and click on the very bottom button. The very bottom button says Pathfinder. If you hover your mouse over it, it'll eventually show the name and it says Pathfinder. Click on that. Once you click on that, a menu will pop up, the Pathfinder menu. Go to the bottom left-hand side and click on Divide. Boom. So once you click on Divide, it's going to look like nothing happened. Don't worry about it, because the way that you'll know if you did it right, just click off of it. And then what I want you to do is click your white selection tool. If you hover your mouse over it, it says Direct Selection Tool. Click on that. Then what I want you to do is start clicking on all those access lines that don't need to be there. So boom. And hold Shift as you're clicking on these lines. Boom, boom, boom. I'm holding Shift as I'm clicking these lines. Make sure you're on the white selection tool, not the black one. So once you feel like you've selected enough lines or whatever, all you have to do is just keep hitting delete until they're all gone. See, look at that. Got rid of all of them. Click it, click it, click it. See what all lines need to be gotten rid of. Get rid of all the lines that don't matter. All the lines that don't matter. Just click them. I'm trying to damn near select all of them. All right, here we go. Let's click as many as possible. And then just, once you got all of them selected, just delete. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. All right. I think that's all of them. So then once you got rid of all of them, you're almost done. Now what you want to do is color in whatever parts need to be filled in. So right here, the only thing we need to fill in is his hair, his eye, the dots in his eyes, and his eyebrow. So what we're going to do is get the selection tool, select the entire project. So the same thing again. Go to the top, click on Object, scroll down to Live Paint, and then click on Make. Boom. Once you click on Make, now your project is ready to be colored. What I want you to do now is click on the Live Paint Bucket tool. Look on the left side of your screen, and you'll see on the left side toolbar, on the bottom left-hand side, you'll see a paint bucket on the very bottom left-hand side. If you hover your mouse over it, the name will pop up. It should say Live Paint Bucket tool. Click on that and start clicking in all the parts that you want to be colored. To change the color, what you want to do is click on the color box right under it. Double click it and choose whatever color you want to choose. We're choosing black for right now. So what we're going to do is fill in all the blacks. Fill in all the blacks. And I believe that's it. So we got one knocked out. Now, mind you, we only doing outline art. So like what you would need is just this. It's just the outline art. Because when you get to the point of printing, this is all they're going to need. So what we going to do, we're going to do another one. So we got this brother knocked out. Now let's knock out another brother. We got this other brother with the glasses and the high top fade. Before we get started on him, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to see if y'all had any comments or any questions. Let me check. Sean Hudson says, thanks. Yo, shout out to Sean Hudson. Shout out to my guy, Taylor Terrence. I got to check the other sites and see if anybody else said anything. I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring you. I want to make sure I want to make sure I properly answer your question. Okay, Twitch, we good. YouTube, we good. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do the same thing again. Here we go. All right. Now, if you've been paying attention, we're going to go through this process one more time. Like I said, we're going to use that pen tool. Boom. We're going to do the same process as last time. Excuse me. We're going to identify, see what shapes we need. So we're going to need the curvature tool, obviously, for all the curves. So let's go ahead and get ready. I'm going to move a little bit faster than last time. Boom. You see what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn off that color box. Turn off that color box or the closed box, and then turn on the color box for the open box. Boom. That's going to turn my lines back on. Let's get it started. Boom. Right now, you see I'm using the curvature tool. Let's get all these curves out the way. Boom. Let's get all these curves out the way. If I'm moving too fast, let me know. And what I'm doing is overlapping the lines. Don't be scared to overlap your lines. Overlap those lines. Overlap those lines. We want everything to make sense once we get into the chopping process. Yeah, boom, boom. And remember, like I said, if you want to create a shape, right click on your shape tool and choose whatever shape you want to choose. I'm going to choose the line shape for his glasses. Boom, boom. Choose that line shape. Make 2 lines for the middle of his glasses. And if you remember, the way that we bend lines is with the curvature tool. Bend the line. Boom, just like that. Next line, bend it. Boom, just like that. Just so we can make sure those glasses match. Remember, we use the shape tool for the dots and the eyes. Right click your shape tool, click on ellipse tool, hold shift to make that perfect circle. Boom. Remember what I said to duplicate it. Hold the option button and then click on the same circle you created and just drag it over. Boom. Now let's create those eyebrows. All you need is the curvature tool. Curvature tool, pen tool for the anchor points. Boom, 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 boom. Curvature tool, bend it. Bend it to however you like it, whether you want to make it perfect or however you want to make it. Duplicate it. Another way to duplicate it is Command C and then Command F. That would duplicate it right in front of wherever you have it. To flip it, reverse it, however you want to say it, right click, scroll down to transform and click on reflect. Once you click on reflect, click on vertical and hit OK. Boom. Then what you want to do is drag that over. To keep that in line of symmetry, hold shift. Boom. I'm actually going to take those a little bit lower so they're not getting in the way of his hair. Let me see. Might turn that a little bit. Turn that a little bit. Boom. I think that'll work. Yeah, I think that'll work. Boom. So what we're going to do is get his nose right. Let's get his nose right. Let's not make his nose too ridiculous. Boom. Cool. Now let's get his lips. Remember how they used to make black people's lips? You got to use that. Boom. Boom. You're going to make it like an M. The top is always like an M. The bottom is like a half circle. Boom. Boom. And then put a line through all of it. Just move that over, make some adjustments. Let's try to get it to fit as perfect as possible. If I can make his mouth a little bit smaller. Yep, there we go. So then let's focus on his head shape because he has a high top fade. Understand this was in the 90s. And remember, when you work on black hair, remember, for the hairline, straight, down, then like that. Now take your curvature tool, make your adjustments. Make this to however you want it to look. You want the top to look a little bit, have some motion on the top. Just use your curvature tool and get to bending. Bending, bending, bending. Bend it up all nice. All right, there we go. Matter of fact, I don't like how spiky that is right there. Yeah, fix that up. And then, of course, bend it just like that. I'm going to show y'all how to make a fade too. That's something that I didn't even learn. I figured this out on my own, the way to make a fade. I didn't even watch a tutorial on this. So I'm going to show y'all how to make a fade. I want to make sure I got him clean enough first. Am I missing anything? Nope, I don't think I'm missing nothing. Okay, cool. So once you have his head the way that you want it to be, we're going to do the same method as we did as last time. Go ahead and select his whole head. Boom. Make sure everything is selected. And we're going to do that same method as last time. Object, go to the top of the screen, click on Object, scroll down to Group, click Group, boom. Same thing again. Object, scroll down to Expand, click Expand, boom. Now you're going to, excuse me. As soon as the Expand menu pops up, just click OK, boom. Once you hit that, you'll see that the red lines are now outlined. Once everything is outlined, go to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. On the right side toolbar to the very bottom button and click on Pathfinder. Click on Pathfinder, then go to the bottom and hit Divide. Once you hit Divide, boom. It's gonna look like nothing happened, but don't worry about that. Go ahead and click off of it. Once you click off of it, click your white selection tool. Once you click your white selection tool, which is called the direct selection tool, go ahead and start clicking away all the lines that you feel like does not belong. So boom. And like I said, hold shift once you get to that point, because once you hold and shift, that's gonna make you, once you hold shift, you're gonna be able to click more than one line at a time and shit. I'm starting to get my words fucked up because I'm talking too fast. But I'm just trying to get y'all on point. So boom, hold shift and just click them. Boom, 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 boom. You gotta think, when I'm doing this as a designer, I'm doing this extremely fast. I'm not moving as slow as I move in these tutorials. I only move slow because I'm trying to show y'all something. Okay, let me see if it's any access lines. Let me turn that off. Okay, so like I said before, once you get to the point where you feel like you know everything that's supposed to be on here. Oh shit, I forgot something. I forgot I got to do a fade on them. So let me get that right. Let me add that line on there. Boom. Add that line on there. Boom. Boom. So I need to add that line on there. So what I'm going to do is select the whole thing and do the same method over again. Select the whole thing, group, expand, click on that. Once you click on expand, you want to click on divide. Boom, click on divide. Once it's divided, get rid of any excess lines. We don't have any. So what you want to do, now that we at this process, we're going to go ahead and go back to the top, click on object, then go to live paint, and then click on make. Once you click on make, that means you're ready to color. Look on the left side of the toolbar, click on the live paint bucket tool, which is the very bottom button on the left-hand side of the left-hand toolbar. Click on that paint bucket and go ahead and start filling in all the colors that you need to fill in. Click in, fill in all the blacks. Now remember, this character has a fade. So remember I told you I was going to show you how to create a fade. So the way I'm going to create a fade is I'm going to get rid of this line right here. Hold on, wait. If you can't get rid of it, like you see I'm struggling to get rid of it, just grab your eraser tool and just erase it. Erase it as good as possible. I'm gonna click this left selection tool and delete that part. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use yep, there we go. Use my curvature tool and delete it from the anchor points. Okay, so look, the way you make a fade, this is all you have to do. So what you have to do is just identify where you want the fade to drop down to. It's just like in real life. So I want the fade to go from here to down. So what you want to do is create a gradient. What I'm showing you is kind of advanced, but I feel like it's good for me to at least show y'all this, just in case you run into this problem if somebody wants you to make a character with a fade. So what you want to do is go create the shape that the fade needs to be. So boom, boom, boom. We want, because like a black person's fade, they usually have their fade going down. So it gets lighter as it goes down. It goes from dark to light. So when you're creating a fade, you want the hair to be thick to transparent. So what we're gonna do, we just simulating that in Illustrator. So let's create that shape that it needs to be. And then what you want to do is click on gradient. If you look on the right side toolbar, hover over gradient. Once you hover over gradient, just click on it and a menu will pop up. Click on that menu and then click on the triangle that says angle. And then what I want you to do is hit either hit 90 degree or negative 90 degree. So let me see. Yeah, okay, perfect. So 90 degree. So click on 90 degree, double click on the black color and select black. Once you select black, as you see on the bottom is white. We want to get rid of that white. So what you want to do is double click on the white and change the white color to black. Once you change that white color to black, click on that dot again that you just turned black, and then click on opacity. Take the opacity down to 0. Boom. Once you take it down to 0, as you can see, now all the white is gone. So what you want to do is start making adjustments. So start adjusting, grab your sliders, and start sliding them down until you start seeing transparent to dark. You want it to look like a fade. However you want the fade to be. You want the fade to be a little bit lower, or you want the fade to be a little bit higher. Just make it to where the line on top disappears. Once that line disappears, you can click off of it. Once you click off of it, boom, now you got a fade. Nowadays, you don't really see the high top fades where they're super bald and then you don't see the fade separation. So that's why I always think it's dope to have a fade separation. So this is how you make two characters. You see, we got two line art characters. And the dope thing about these characters is, let's say these characters, you wanted to do something with these characters and you wanted to make them all one color. All you would have to do is just select it and just change the color on it and then make whatever adjustments you want to make. As you can see, as I'm changing, let me see if y'all can see that. Yeah, y'all can see it. Cool. So as you can see, I can adjust it to whatever color I want it to be. So if you wanted to put these on jackets, you wanted to make stickers out of these, basically this is how you make that line art. As you can see. Let me see. Make sure y'all have no more questions. It says millionaire in the making. Oh, yes. Thank you. Shout out to Jazz Watson for sending me that 50 stars. Shout out to everybody who's been sending me stars over time. I want to make sure I properly acknowledge you, man. And I really, truly appreciate you sending me that, because you could be sending that to anybody. You could be doing anything in your life right now, but I appreciate you sending me them stars or whatever, because I think them stars is money. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that money. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm handsome, pay my ransom. I appreciate it. But yeah, this is how you do line art. So far we did two characters. Let me see how much time left, and we could probably try to knock out one more. Let me see how long we've been rolling. See how long we've been rolling. If we've been rolling for too long, I ain't gonna be on this goddamn thing too long. It's been 44 minutes, so I'll do one more. I'll get Susie knocked out the way. And this time, I'm not gonna say what to do. I just want you to follow. I just want you to pay attention to what I'm doing. And if you was already watching this video, do whatever you got to do. Go ahead and go back and, listen to the way that I told you to create these, and just follow that same protocol. But we're going to do one more, and we're going to do Susie. Even though Susie damn head in the way, we're going to start a new layer and do Susie. So we're going to do the same thing that we always did. I'm not going to show y'all. I'm not going to tell y'all what to do. Just want you to pay attention. I'm doing the same thing as last time. adjust that right quick. Okay, now Susie, yep, she got those eyelashes. So let's go ahead and get those eyelashes out the way. So you hold Option, drag that down. See, I'm not supposed to be telling y'all, but I'm telling you anyway. Drag it down, boom. Right click, shape tool, boom. Just like that. Select the whole thing, Command C, Command F. Right click it, transform, reflect, okay. Drag that over, boom. Let's make her nose. Why is her mouth so big? I just peeped that. Like, why the fuck is her mouth so big? I don't like her mouth being extremely big like that. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like, that was one thing, like when I was a kid, black characters used to look so ridiculous. I always hated that. How like black characters look like they don't look realistic. Like they look like somebody was trying to be funny. I don't like that shit. I'm actually gonna make her mouth smaller. Cause I don't really like her mouth looking that fucking big. Select the whole thing. To make it smaller, hold shift. Hit that middle button and let's make it smaller. Yeah, let's make that smaller. Let's create our head shape. Boom. I think they made her cheeks chubby like this to kind of simulate she's just a little kid, little baby girl. I believe she was older than the other Rugrats though. It's been so long since I seen that shit though. Like I don't remember like they ages or nothing like that. I just know that they babies. But Angelica and Susie was older though. They was like some toddlers. They wasn't babies like the other kids. That's one thing I like about cartoons now. Even though people be saying little slick shit like, man, these cartoons is woke. I don't really like that whole woke shit either. That sounds like some slick shit. But like I do like how black characters look more realistic now. They don't look like ridiculous, like extremely giant lips, extremely wide nose, like super crazy looking and shit. Like now I think cartoons look a lot better. All right, now Susie's hair, if I'm not mistaken, was very curly. I just did Susie. I don't know why I don't remember how her shit looks. So then as you can see, I'm just made all those lines. And basically, I'm gonna take those lines and then move them with the curvature tool just to give it that curl, that, you know, that fake curly look, almost that kind of nappy looking look. You simulate that with just, you know, making these little bulges like that. Making those bulges pop out. So you can see like, okay, this was a little black kid's hair. You see that? Boom. Then do the same thing with her hair. Boom, boom. Because even with her braids, they was kind of simulated like that. Boom, 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 boom. See, I kind of know Susie by heart because I done had to make Susie a couple times for people. Now, mind you, this Susie isn't going to be perfect. We just creating line art. If you know what line art is, I'm losing my voice like a motherfucker. But if you know what line art is, then you know how, I feel like I sound funny right now. If you know what line art is, remember your line art does not have to be perfect. These lines just have to be adjusted to the point where when somebody looks at it, they know what you created. And you know, you want to make your line art fun. Your line art doesn't have to be super serious. It just has to be close to where when somebody sees it, they know what you was creating. Like, oh, that's what that is. So they'll do the same thing for the other side. Let me check, make sure ain't no questions. No questions or comments. Okay, I don't see no questions or comments. Let's continue. Yo, shout out to Ashley Faith. What's it? Ashley Faith Valentine. Excuse me, I almost said Valentine. Valentine. Shout out to Jazz Watson. Who else hit like? I want to make sure I acknowledge you. Shout out to Taylor Terrence. Shout out to Sean Hudson. I believe I thanks. Yo, shout out to. Appreciate y'all for checking out the video. Let's go ahead and get this finished, because she has more than one braid, so let's go ahead and get these braids knocked out. So boom, 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 boom. Trying to get her braid on point. We trying to simulate her braid going to the back. Okay, cool, boom. Matter of fact, I might put, nah, because if I put lines in there, he ain't gonna be able to see him anyway, because her hair is gonna be black. So boom, boom. I'm just trying to make it as close as possible. Boom. Curvature tool, start curving that shit. Boom. Curve that shit. Yo, shout out to Jasmine Watson. I remember she told me she was gonna send me some stars. I appreciate that. I can see you ain't forgot about me. Okay, boom. Matter of fact, let me adjust that. I don't want her to have that old lady look right there. Let's take that up. Yep, had that overlapping right there. Yep, boom. Now it's starting to look a little bit like Miss Susie. I got a grandma named Susie. Rest in peace to her. All right, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. It needs to look like a box. It needs to look real boxy like that. And then what you do is start bending them. So as soon as you look at it, it looks like braids. Now, mind you, I know how to create braids. Don't get it twisted. But this is just line art. We don't have to make perfect braids when it comes to line art. Because in line art, ain't nobody going to be able to see that shit, no way. So it'd be pointless really just to make like a bunch of perfect ass braids you can't even see. So let's go. Boom. Boom. Matter of fact, let's try to make these a little bit smaller. I feel like this braid may be too thick. Is it too thick? No, actually it's not even that bad. So let's make her barrette. Her barrettes was weird. They kind of was like, they was going around like that. Okay. I think that's good. I don't see nothing else I'm missing from her. So we go ahead and boom. Once all her her eyes look kind of slow. Hell, hold on. Let me fix that. Let's move her up. Yeah, make it to where she's looking directly at us. Let's go ahead and make this thinner. That looks funny to me. Matter of fact, I got an idea. Let's try to experiment. Try to experiment and see if we can get something out of that, because I want it to look like her braid is going down back there. I'm trying to give Susie her just due, but Jesus Christ, Susie, your hair look, nah, hell nah. This ain't looking right. I might not rock with this, because Susie's braid is like, her braids is like wild, they like sitting up. But hell nah, this don't look right. I'm just gonna make this smaller. Fuck that. I can't make Susie look crazy, man. Fuck that. Yeah, because I want to, simulate that it's one braid going back behind her. Okay, so once you have this adjusted, matter of fact, I ain't supposed to be teaching y'all. Y'all just supposed to be paying attention. So let me go ahead. If you just now checking into this video, I already showed y'all how to do this process 2 times. This very last time, I just want y'all to watch me and see if y'all can keep up by just watching me. So now that I have it like that, let me go ahead, object, group, object, expand, click OK, boom, object. Nope, tripping. Then click on the Pathfinder, divide. Once we divide, let's start clicking everything that don't belong. Boom, boom. Get rid of all this excess shit. That excess shit. These access lines. Really, you don't even have to do this with a lot of these methods, but this method is very good when you're a beginner because it'll get you used to working with these lines. And then once you get comfortable, you can take your training wheels off. You don't have to do all the access lines. But if you want your lines to be perfect, you want to make sure you follow this method. This method is going to keep you safe. It's going to keep you safe within these projects. It's going to keep you from messing up. That's what I like about this method. It's very safe, especially for a person who is new to this. Okay, boom, boom. Get rid of all those access lines. Once we get rid of all these access lines, we're going to go ahead and start adding in the color. Boom. All right, now once we got rid of all the access lines we need to get rid of, select the whole thing, boom, click on object, and then click on live paint, then click on make. Once you click on make, you're prepared to start coloring. Double click your color box, make sure it's on black, boom, and start coloring in all the parts that need to be black. Clicking all of that. Boom, boom. Let's get Miss Susie finished. Boom. Now let's see our work. So far we got Susie and we got our brothers. So let's get these brothers moved over. Move him over. Hold on, wait. His layer is still locked. We gotta move him over. Boom. Move this boy over. Move over. And look at that. We have 3 outline characters that we created. Now, mind you, these outline characters, you can use these for anything. Let's say you just wanted to put these on a shirt. You wanted to put these on, like, whatever you want to put these on. These characters are very good to use when it comes down to putting these on things. Like, let's say you wanted to make like a logo where you wanted a character's face. Let's say you wanted to make a logo, or not even a logo, you just wanted a t-shirt with a character's face on it and things of that nature. Like, this is a very good a method to use when you want to create those outline characters. And remember, like I told you before, these outline characters, you can adjust these. Like, let's say you look, I don't want the character to be solid black like that. All you have to do is select the whole character, double click it, and change it to whatever color you want it to be. I'll make this one red. Let me see if I can change these without messing them up. Let me see if I can make her. What color should I make Miss Susie? Matter of fact, let's not change Susie. Really, I don't want to change the color of any of these. I just want to show y'all an example. But yeah, like I said, if you wanted to change the colors or whatever, you can change the colors to whatever you wanted to change them to. But I did want to just show y'all this method just in case you wanted to create these type of characters with these thick lines and you wanted those outline characters. You can create these very easily. You can create these through your computer and through your pen tool and your curvature tool. Like a lot of times you don't even need no super big expensive tablet when it comes down to creating these type of characters, so you can get this in. So I'm gonna check real quick, make sure there's no more questions or nobody unanswered or anything. And like I said, if you missed anything in this video, all you have to do is just follow me on my pages, and you can watch these entire videos. So what you want to do is follow me on youtube.com/jdamage. Follow me at facebook.com/jdamage. Follow me at instagram.com/jdamagedesigns. Follow me at twitch.tv/therealjdamage or trovo.live/jdamage. Thank you for checking out this video. And if you have any more questions, or if you feel like you cannot do this on your own and you need me to trail behind you and make sure you get this done right, all you have to do is just DM me on either Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever. Just search J Damage, and I promise you, unlike these other niggas, I will contact you back and make sure I work with you until you get it. But you got to spend but you might have to pay me if you want me to walk you through step by step. I appreciate you for checking this out, and I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Let's go.